Hello class, my name is Jesus and this is lessons 11 reflection video. Alright, we're gonna get started. Lorenzo argues that diverse teams produce fresher, more creative ideas. Have you worked on a team that benefited from diversity? Describe how diversity shaped the team's outcome. Yes, I have worked on a team where diversity has benefited the group or the company. And I would say because it brings in fresh ideas and a different mindset to the table. Because sometimes, when you work with certain people every day or the same types of people, you guys all tend to think the same, which is not a bad thing. But sometimes when someone new comes in or a different group of people, it makes you look at things in a different way and it helps expand your mind. All right. 2. She shares that many companies see diversity as political correctness, not a business priority. Do you agree or disagree? Should diversity be framed as a strategy for innovation? I do agree that I do see companies see diversity as political correctness in a sense, like they want to look good in the media or have good coverage and don't want to seem like prejudiced or stereotypical. So, they just hire off of practice, not in good faith, if that makes sense. Like they just want to check it off their list that they did something, if that makes sense. Should diversity be framed as a strategy? Yes, I do think that diversity should be framed as a strategy for innovation because there's proof that it does help businesses grow. So you should strategize around it to help your business grow. Lorenzo's research showed innovation increases when at least 20% of leadership are women. Why do you think this threshold matters? What happens when there is token representation? I think the threshold matters because it's a sign and it's evidence that this is working. So why not lean into it more? Not saying that all leadership should be women, but there should definitely be a growth in it. It can't be just remain the status quo. What happens when there is a token and representation? When there is a token representation, it inspires others that they could be in that position's shoes. And it strives them to continue to work hard, that they could reach their goals. What challenges do you think diverse teams face in the early stages of working together? And how can leaders support productive collaboration despite these challenges? Some challenges that I think diverse teams face in the early stages is really perspectives and understanding. Perspective in a sense, understanding that all of us are not going to see things in the same light, but we all have the same goal in mind. So being that we all have the same goal, we could all come together and reach an agreement on something that will help us advance forward with our goal. I think that's some of the early stages of problems some people face. And how could leaders support productive collaboration despite these challenges? Leaders, they could create group projects where where coworkers will have to work with each other more, so they can understand each other better on how they work, on how they prefer certain aspects of their things. Lorenzo concludes that diversity is a decision. What does that mean to you? That means that each person decides who they want to hang out with, be with, socialize with. So it's up to you. I like to hang out with different people of different cultures of different groups. What are concrete steps organizations could take to make diversity a true part? They could do, what's the word I'm looking for? Anonymous surveys, you know, HR departments could also look into like their ethnic, not their ethnics. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
Yeah.